Yeah, I think we're just going to go ahead and do that. Give me... Thank you very much. Wonderful. Well, the base is certainly growing decently well. Hello, everybody. This is Frogman. Welcome back to Satisfactory. We have been kind of working on trying to get a few of the things going here so that we actually have some stuff headed into the base so we can actually make a few things. So, just so you guys will catch up a little bit here, I have gone ahead and added in the copper section that I was speaking about last episode. So we're now stocking copper wire, copper cable, or the cable, and the copper sheets all coming off of those 3 nodes. Currently the sheets are the only things running. I am slowly working on how I want to organize some of this stuff. I'm starting to realize that how this is going to end up looking as far as things coming from various sections of the base into the central location where we're going to keep all of the stuff. So I have been working slightly on some of the other things. I've been kind of reorganizing and organizing some things, and I've started work on the actual storage room. Now, I do apologize, it's dark in here because we don't have any of the lights, and once we get the lights, we're going to be able to actually do a few things. But I've gone ahead and figured out that we can lay out quite a few storage containers into the bottom side of this, at least the underside, and we can kind of make them look reasonably decent back here. So I'm going to kind of fiddle around with the belts and kind of get a few things going. But what I kind of figure we're going to do is we're going to have 4 sections coming into the main base. So there's going to be a doorway there, a doorway here. There's going to be another one back here somewhere if I can get to it right there. That will be where the other side of that mess comes out, and then we're going to be able to do some stuff this direction. So as we stated, we're going to be building a kind of a pyramidal shape. Probably what we're going to need to start thinking about here fairly soon. I've got to put the walls and the stuff and everything on it, but probably what we're going to start needing to think about fairly soon is how we're going to carry the back side around and the eastern wall side so that we can start to try to transverse around this whole thing and start building the bowl that I plan on building. So I guess that's pretty much all I wanted to show for the moment. We've gotten most of the parts we need to get up and running. Let's get back up top, see if I can find a spot. Everything should be decently well running or sewing. We were still only brought in a couple, or was about 3 of the nodes. Can I get under things, please? Thank you. And do that again. We've only brought in 3 of the iron nodes so far, and I think we're going to hold off on hauling anything else in until I decide what else we're going to be building, because we're going to need to start thinking about how we want to be able to do some of the silly things that we're doing. So what I mean by that, before we get any further in today's episode, is that once we start getting a little bit more smelting probabilities or capabilities, so the tier 2 miners, I believe, will make all of these nodes make 120 parts per minute, or or resources ore per minute. And then what we can do is we can overclock those quite a ways. We should be able to get those to 270 or whatever the next level of the belts are, which means that every single one of those ore nodes is likely going to support a decent amount of smelters. And as those go on, come back up here. As that goes on, I guess I can climb up these, right? Let's crawl up on top of one of these and look up here very quickly. I can go build some other stuff too. I mean, I guess we have organization. Make one of those. That's a little easier to play with. Thank you. As this goes on, this whole side will likely be like iron plates, or like mostly iron plates. And then like maybe that whole side will be iron screws, or whatever. We're going to end up filling the majority of this whole side with one specific item, because we're going to need one specific item. Right now we're just kind of starter basing it. The reason why I'm building it the way that I'm doing is so that I can rip out parts as I need to and expand, which is why the smelters are going to be down on the bottom. We're probably eventually going to have, like I said, quite a few of them. I know I said clear out to that rock. What I think we're going to do is we're going to wrap them around. Because we have so much iron here, we're probably never going to use the pure iron recipe that we're going to be able to get, and we're going to actually go ahead and unlock one of those today, I hope, right there with that thing, so that we'll see what happens. The copper, because of the locality of how little amount of copper we have, again, we're going to populate that whole section with as many refineries as we can stand when the time comes. So, but otherwise, I guess we're kind of getting a few things going. We're starting to see what the base is going to look like. Yes, I know it's a big, ugly concrete slab. We need a few more materials in order to be able to get the decorations that I want, so we're going to have to do a few things. But I did go ahead, as you guys probably just saw, we purchased the conveyor hole floors and the wall mounts. These are fantastic once you learn how to make these work, because these allow you to do some things, especially with these. When I first tried to figure out how to make those things work, I couldn't figure out how to make them work. It just didn't make any sense how they wanted to work. And then I realized that the best way to play with them, don't hurt yourself too much, is don't try to put a conveyor down and then go, well, that's not what I wanted. Let's try one of these. Don't do this. Don't do this and then try to find where the hole is. Take the conveyor hole thing. We're actually probably going to create ourselves a new listing. So let's go ahead and hit the button here real quick. We're going to go ahead and make us a new thing. So I want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'm going to do 5, 6, 7, 8. Why did it not work? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that should work there. And then we're going to end up making ourselves a pipe one as well. So let's go ahead and get that over with while we're staring at it. So this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 for now. And actually, I wonder, can we get any more in that conveyor? Do I have 2 more? I do have 2 more. I like to make a complete conveyor belt one as well, at least for the most part. So we're going to do a 9 and a 10 on that. There. Now we've got a nice hotbar. So as I was speaking about is that the way you make these work is you snap it right next to the thing you're going to attach it to, like that. Then hit the button, connect it to it, and that one is actually the wrong direction, so you can hit this, and we'll do reversed, so that goes that direction, and it will connect to it. However, it's not happy right now because of where I needed to do this. It's kind of one of those directional kind of things, but if you want a really, 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 really tight connection through the floor or through the ceiling when you're doing one of these, snap the conveyor hole down next to the thing you want to attach it to, then connect the conveyor to the things that you want to attach to, and they'll be really nice and tight. Otherwise, it would be out there. So you gain quite a bit of space. It's going to be something we're going to be playing with as we go. So let's see. We need to kind of work on things. Let's go talk about what we're going to do today, or what we were going to do today. I've been sitting here trying to get a few things stuffed up and trying to get some of these boxes full. And, well, we're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. You should be able to walk in here, I think. We're getting there finally. This took a lot more work than I planned on doing, and again, it's kind of the way it needs to be for the moment, but we're going to go a little bit further on today. So what we're going to need today is a bunch of this stuff and a bunch of this stuff. So we have quite a few rotors, we have quite a few things, and the reason why we're going to need a few things, first off, is I want to create a bare minimum of 3 of these. So one of the 3 of those right there. 8, I believe, of these. Nope. I really have got to get better at this. 8 at least of those, which is going to be a royal pain in the butt because we only have the Mark II belts, so that means we're going to have to kind of play around with them a little bit. And likely at least a couple of these, so, well, we're going to need at least 3, so we're just going to do 3 at least for right now. Thank you. We're going to do this down and dirty. Hit enter, thank you. And then we've got all this other stuff that we're going to need to do all these things. So at least for the first shopping list, we're going to need all of that stuff. We're going to put it in a box, and then we're going to go do a little bit of fun things. So let's put all this in here that we need. I need copper sheet, which is right here. So grab a bunch of that because you're always going to need a lot of copper sheet. I need a bunch of this. Again, probably going to take way more than I need because we're going to have to do belting, and I'm going to need at least, well, we're going to say 2 stacks of those. I'm going to take all of that and put it in here. So cable, this, that, all of this, all of those, and the copper sheet go. That way we'll have all that stuff sitting here ready to go, because what I want to do before we leave is we're going to leave a couple of things to the ma'am and a couple of things to the rocket feller upstairs to play with. I want one of those, I believe, and we're just going to go ahead and fill our inventory back up full of things. So I should be able to go ahead now and do this, clear the list, and fill your stuff back up to the things that you just used up nicely. Thank you. And I'm going to grab some of that. I think I need quite a bit of that, actually, and a bunch of this. and we're gonna go upstairs. Now, this is gonna be one of those kind of annoying things that we're gonna have to deal with for a little while until I decide where this is going to actually live. But the first thing I want to try to do today is unlock this. So we need those, and those. I need a little bit more rod. Love it. Go get some more rod. And finish. Excellent.
Milestone reached. Long-range transportation, as well as the construction of outposts, is now encouraged. Vehicle stations have built-in functionality to refuel and restock or collect parts.
So we have 4 minutes on that one. That's cool. That's awesome. There's a reason why I wanted that, mainly because we're going to have to start going quite a ways, and a tractor's about as good as anything as far as running back and forth between places. So let's see. Where did I put my this? We need a few beacons. I'm surprised I haven't made any of these yet. Make a few of these so we can kind of find some stuff. Make about 10 or 12 of them. That's fine. All right, so that should be able to be a truck station. We just need some rotors. Let's go get a rotor. This is going to help us get a little bit further. I mean, we can run pretty quickly, but our inventory is minorly limited to how much stuff that we can carry between one place and another. And I kind of want to start by doing something fairly simple, which is you build a truck, and granted, trucks or tractors or these things like this, they're not the greatest in the world. These things are actually really cruddy. They have a decent amount of storage in them. The problem is they're they're not the greatest things in the world, but they'll do for what we need to do. And the reason why I was going to bring all that stuff with us is because I can now do this, and if I need to, which we're likely going to need to, I want a bunch more of this. I want a bunch more of this, and I cannot wait to get the sign so I can actually see what the heck we've got going on. I want a bunch of cable extra so we can start to see the problem going on here. And I think we're going to bring a bit of extra. I think we have plenty of pipe. That'll work. So we're going to go put this guy down here real quick, and we're going to go do the first thing I wanted to do actually is we're going to put you down. So Mr. Tractor can go right there. I can't drive it because it doesn't have anything in it. I don't want the truck station. We're just going to use this for things. So you and you and you and you and you. Actually, those need to come with us. We're going to use those in a second here. So do that. And I think we'll just leave those right here. And I need a couple of these, I believe. Right? Yes. Excellent. First one of these open. There's another one in between us and here, so we're going to catch it on the way
Data
go.
on the hard drive has been salvaged and can be repurposed to unlock an alternate recipe. Salvaging more hard drives will provide additional alternate recipes.
I know I got in this one, whatever. We'll worry about that later. So, what we do with the hard drive we just collected is we get a MAM. So we need all of those parts. Nope. I need fuel before we leave, so we need those, and those. Right? Yeah. Put this down, and we can put a hard drive in here and hopefully end up with a decent thing. Now, there's a little trick right here that you guys probably just saw, and I know I'm probably mentioned that before. As long as you leave one MAM up somewhere in your base, you can put another one down and load it, and then it'll access the one that's here. So you can't keep multiples running, but at least that way you can kind of do things reasonably quickly. So let's get back up here real quick. Did that take a couple of minutes? Come on. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. I mean, you got him, dude. Hey, you got him. No, I didn't. Why did I not get those? Whatever. I thought I bought the ladders. How much more stuff have we got? I wouldn't mind the ladders, actually. Let's go see. Did we get enough stuff to get some more tickets? Print those, please. Go. And while we're gone doing things, I'm going to just go do this and that and this and this and that and this and put those in here. Do about like that. You can have another one of those. And those are about the best parts that we've got right now. Let's go check out what just came back for the hub, and then we're going to go build some coal. I think there was one more thing I wanted to try to do today. We're going to select that milestone. 25 of those, 50 of these. I need a bunch of copper wire and a bunch of copper cable. Let's go get that done as well. I want my wacky stick. Copper cable. Copper wire. Grab one of those. Copper cable. Just grab a little bit more. Because I'm really tired of playing around with biofuel. It's driving me up the wall right now. It's like I get about 10 minutes, 20 minutes worth of work, and then I got to go back and make sure that everything is okay and not dying and, you know, running out of power. So, wacky stick. Sweet.
Milestone reached. R&D inflated your pocket dimension, added an additional hand equipment slot, and have provided an improved Xeno Zapper with increased strength and range.
Nice. What does that take to make? We need another Xeno thingy, and I need another Xeno thingy. Can I make another Xeno thingy? Alright, give me that. Cool. Make it. Oh crap. I didn't want to do that. Now I ran out of wire. Way to go. Get some wire. Have one of those. Gimme. Iron plates. Why am I out of iron plates? We need iron plates. We got to bring iron plates. Oh, we dumped them in the thing. Anyhow. Alright, wacky stick. Yay! This thing is awesome. I mean, it's not the great... The one thing about the combat in this game, for what it's worth, it's a factory builder, and you don't necessarily need massive amounts of combat, but at least what we can do now is somewhat deal with the problem. I need to fix that texture. It's busted. Thank you. I've missed my wacky stick. And I really don't want you in my hands either. So let's go do this. Did we get anything else we needed to do? How much of those? Do we have more tickets? I would really like those before we leave. I have 2. Awesome. Give me the factory ladders. Start. Go. Buy all. Beautiful. And we can put everything we don't need away. I don't need you. And we got to make sure we bring a lot of concrete. That's all going to be here. This stuff can stay for now. We're going to come back and probably do a little bit more research because this is going to be a little while to come back. 44 seconds. You know what? No, I'm going to wait for it to come back and we're going to send one more research. I know I'm trying to get a bunch of stuff done. That won't take very long, I promise. So, rotors and concrete. Bang.
Milestone reached. Steel production unlocked. Foundry grants access to new, simple steel parts.
Yes, it
An
does.
additional project part can now be constructed. Progress to the next phase is now possible.
Need 10 of those. We will be playing with those later because I'm going to have to auto-magic the modular frames in between episodes. That's one thing I didn't get to, but that's perfectly fine. All right, so let's go do the thing and the stuff. And the thing and the stuff is going to be, we're going to need to get to this over to where we need to go find our coal, and I do need to make sure I have at least enough stuff to make one biogenerator, which we should be able to do. So let's get out of here. And then while we're doing this, we should see that the ma'am will say something very shortly. So let's put a little fuel in here. And I'm going to head for the other one of these. It should be right here close. I forget what it takes. All right. Why I love the wacky stick. No more stingy by those guys. That's why I like the wacky stick. It's a good fly swatter. Where's the other one? Wire, thing, Ooh, circuit boards. Thank you. What else have we got? Heat sinks. Beautiful. More circuit boards. Awesome. And one of those. And what does this one want? Where is it? Needs 30 megawatts. That's fairly simple. That should be one of those. And to scroll up. And you know what? Let me borrow this really quickly. Shouldn't take too long. Go. Gimme. Excellent. Thank you. Getting the jitters today. That's beautiful. Don't need you, don't need you. We'll leave you in my inventory. Actually, let's see how we're doing. It shouldn't be too terribly far off. 23 seconds. Oh, you're gonna give me 2 or 3 of the worst ones right off the bat. I love it. 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 It's kind of one of those things you really don't want to kind of research these until you get at least the steel production or, like, say, something into that 4 area so you can actually play around with this, because this is a foundry recipe. We may use this, but we're certainly not going to be using it at the base. So we'll take that one and we'll do another one since we have one. And let's go up the hill. Where is my spot? No, this. Now I know where we're going. We're going up there. This thing is so slow. I cannot wait for the next thing, which we're going to start searching some of that stuff out here pretty soon too. Probably in between episodes I will be hooking up the Caterium so we can do some more research and design of things. So this is the nice big crater lakes on top of the map over here by where we're going to be kind of playing. And as I stated, there should be some coal fairly close. I think there's 3 pure nodes right here, plus a couple behind us up there. I'm not going up there anytime soon. That place is just an absolute hellhole and a danger zone. So how much did I put in this, and how much can I put in my inventory at this point? Can I take it all? And yes. You gonna leave a box? No. Awesome. Because there's no way to get over there without, well, you know, swimming. So actually we can probably just build us a line. Did I bring enough concrete to do anything? I did bring a little bit. Good. All right, let's build a bridge. Push the right button. We're going to do kind of like that. I'm going to do it about there, and then I'm also going to grab this. Oh, I don't have any room for it. This lake up here, this lake is full of all kinds of, well, these lakes, I should say, there's a bunch of them, is full of all kinds of those little kinds of samples. So if you're looking for little kinds of samples for various ores and things, like if you're wanting to try to find it, because you can add coal to your you can add any one of these. Actually, I should have probably put that a little bit further. But you can add the majority of your the resources that you're going to find by just finding the resource somewhere, and it will be added automatically to your scanner so you can use it. So like quartz, even though you really can't do a whole heck of a lot with quartz way early, it's good to get a hold of it, because then you can find it later on and possibly have to worry about it. So these guys, we're going to be really happy to get those. So, all right, we got a 1 and a 2. And I think there's a third one right there. Pure node. Unfortunately, we're going to have to use all 3 of them to get what we want done for the beginning of this. Coal is one of those things that early on you're going to kind of fiddle with it and make it better as you play. But it does get to a point where coal's a royal pain in the butt. Come on, guys, get out of my way. Can I have that, please? Hey, thank you. I just need you guys out of my way so you leave me alone. Thank you. All right, cool. So we need to start building or thinking about how we're going to build this mess because of the fact that coal requires a couple of things. It requires coal power, requires coal, and it requires water. What we're going to need to do right off the bat is figure out how tall we can actually build a platform out here, because I'm going to build a platform over this lake. It's just easier. So we're going to need, the way that I tend to build these things is I need about 3 of these. And these are water extractors. And I'm going to jump on it for now and hold control and hold control. And then that'll give me a kind of a general idea of how tall I can build, because I don't want these clipping through the floor, or at least I don't want them clipping through the ceiling. I also want to kind of try to make it reasonably pretty. So let's go ahead and blast out some of this. We're ready. There we go with that. So that gets us an idea. So then we can kind of start building from that point. So let's grab some of the walls. And I did get my wall hole things. That's awesome. Amazing. Let's start with something like that and go like this. And I think this 3 tall is good enough from that point. Nope. 4. I think that's pretty stinking close. Why did I use 2? Meter found it, whatever. Arrow, where are you pointed? That'll just clear them. Let's get some ramps. Well, that worked out just absolutely wonderful. All right, so we need to be able to put down 8 of these, so we're gonna have to make a fairly sizable platform. And I'm making 8 because technically I can support 8 with that amount of water. So we may not be able to support them with the current coal production that we're going to be able to do, but with that amount of water, we should be able to support 8 generators. And they, like I said, are big boys. So we're going to go ahead and drop some of them down. About right there. Oh, I love that mod so much. It's so good. I know I keep saying that. I apologize, but it's so good. Where is it? Give us another line behind so we can see. I think that will work. I know it's going to be kind of weird to run the piping because the piping is going to kind of be off center a little bit, but this is definitely in the way. Let's move that over here so we can actually see what we're doing. Foundations, ramp, thank you. Down. Down. All right, cool. So we have 3 pure nodes. Let's go ahead and knock out the little part for those. I'm hoping I can get all this done before we run out of power at the main base, but we probably won't. That's why I brought the stuff for the generator. All right. So pure nodes on a... Oh, hey, we got something. Go to the MAM and see what we got. What did we get this time? Wow. Right off the bat. right off the bat. We're going to hang on to this one. We're not going to do this one right now. That is amazing. I love that recipe early game. That recipe makes it so much easier to make screws. Thank you. All right. You. Production miner Mark 1. Bang. We'll make 120 parts per minute. We need about 240, I believe, to make this work. So 2 of these, actually, I think, will be just fine. There we go. All right, so we got the miners set up and figured out. Let's go ahead and I think, actually, we're going to have to kind of down and dirty this for a little while. I don't really care that they're going to be on the ground. I just kind of want to make them so they're fairly simply easy to fool with. So let's do you there, and you will come to there, and I don't suppose I can get you to come all the way over here, can I? We'll come back and rearrange this because in eventuality, this is going to get completely rebuilt into something that is capable of handling a lot more than this. One of those pier nodes can run like 32 of these things, or even more than that. So we're going to end up building quite a few of these eventually. Let's go ahead and get this up here and kind of figure out where it's going to go. Actually, no. Do your thing. Get your thing sorted. We need conveyor splitter pointed away from us with a little bit of extra room than we normally would, and that line is straight. Yes. So we need to upgrade these belts because, well, I mean, I don't necessarily have to upgrade those belts, but we're going to upgrade those. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to split it right there. Upgrade these as well, just so that I don't forget. There we go. And then we grab this here. What in the world are you doing? No. Grab one of these. There we go. And then I need a 5 from here to there. And let's immediately just grab one of these. Doesn't really matter which one. Can I grab this, please? Did I manage to get that to where it'll just maybe pop right in nicely? Not that it really matters again. We'll end up rebuilding a lot of this at a later date. Coal is not a continuous power. It's going to be one of those things you'll eventually change out to something better, but for now, it's going to be everything of our world as far as power is concerned, because I'm really tired of not being able to do a couple of things like, I don't know, kind of like, you know, being able to just flat out just turn things on and do whatever I want to do with them. So let's see, we're going to put a pole down here, we're going to put a pole over there. I'm not going to do anything with you. I'm going to hook you up to, the first thing is I need it to run, actually I could probably, let's just do this for a minute. We have a production special power kind of thing, biomass burner. Go, you do this, and I'm going to give you 10 of those. That'll start populating the system with stuff. And then we can do some piping. The reason why I did all this is because the pipes are actually going to go right here, which is going to suck because I'm going to have to cut them through the hole, but that's fine. I want a... Did we make the line? We did. Okay, number 4. I want to go about right there and as high as it'll let me go. And then we're going to connect a pipe to about right here, up, all the way to the end, and done. All right. Gonna go ahead and do one of these. You can do it like this, you can do it like this. I'm gonna do it like that, and then we're just gonna connect them. And And the last one, there we go. All right, so what we're doing right now is we're buffering some of the coal into some of these generators so they'll be able to actually do some work for us. So the piping, we're going to have a problem with the piping because the piping is only capable of carrying 300 meters of water per minute, at least the current piping that we have. However, these take 45, and if you take 45 times, well, excuse me, let's do it this way. 300, do the math correctly, 45 times 8 is 360. So you're going to be like, well, how in the heck are you going to manage to make that work? Because if the pipe can only carry 300, then how are we going to get 360? Well, the math is we're going to be pulling this stuff through the floor down here, and we're going to split it individually between the two sides. So I'm going to bring this pipe all the way down and try to make it look reasonably good. For the moment, I should actually move these guys forward. Let me do that real quick. Yeah, that'd look a lot better. Okay. So the math, like I said, the math gets kind of fun with these because you have to kind of figure out how you can kind of cheese a few things. So these water extractors will make 300 or 120 water per minute. And an early setup, what you can kind of do is you can kind of use them in a similar fashion to feed, or something like this, to feed something that doesn't necessarily have the amount that it's supposed to have. So if I feed 120 in from this side, can I do this? Is it kind of straight? Perfect, so I can move you over. If I feed 120 in from this side, if I feed 120 into the middle, so like right, is that the middle? It's kind of hard to find it. There it is. So that's the middle right here. So we need to remove this. Let's, I'm gonna break this out. I don't like it when the pipes do that when you're trying to connect to them. We can do that to there. Grab one of these and put it right here. So that's the middle. You can come just right straight into that thing. I guess we could do it a little bit nicer. Way to go, game. Seriously. That side. There you go. I don't care if it's perfect or not. Now, granted, yes, we're going to have to do these to make sure that we get the stuff in them, but basically you have to make sure you have enough head lift to get the pipe or the water up to where it needs to go, so we'll hang those about right there. And again, we'll do the exact same thing for this one. So if I do this, where is it? It's right. I guess I could move these over a little bit, whatever. We're just going to keep doing this. We're almost done. So straight, is that straight-ish? No. Come on. Do it right there. And then we'll just hook that in for right now. And again, we'll grab another pump, excuse me. What that'll do is that'll put 120 on this end, and it'll carry down to the however far it can go. The 120 from the middle will carry back the other two directions. Right now it's going to be a little weird because we don't have valves to actually be able to make it work. But again, the end over there as well will make sure that things are going to work. So what we're going to do first off is we're going to light this one up. We should be able to light this guy right here up. So if I take this out here, I think we'll bring these up here, and then I will do the wiring possibly right here. We're going to have to do a lot of cleaning on this. I'm going to hook the wiring up behind them. So, yes. Come on. Wiring will eventually get moved to the between both of them probably. Plus we'll decorate this building and this area and make it look a little nicer. So I want to get rid of that. I want to take this and hook it to this. And that should turn that pump on. We're gonna put water in that pipe. We're gonna get an autosave. There we go. Getting water down here. Now you have to pay attention to these pumps. You want to make sure you don't overuse them with their head lift. These guys are only good for 20 meters, so that should be able to make it all the way up there, no problem. And very shortly, we should see power come out of that thing. There they go. Come on, get your water. Cool. Now I can delete that thing. Hook that up. Hook that up. And we can start buffering the next batch of them. One thing that I do recommend, and we're going to do it once we get a little bit more of these going, is that we need to be able to kind of do some stuff. We'll have to probably fiddle with them a little bit. Usually you'll have to shut them off so that they'll fully buffer up with water. But we should now be able to do this. That is not what you were supposed to do, but that's fine. Put that there. And then we're going to do this. Right to there, I guess. You and you. We're not quite ready for that. You gotta kind of go at it slow. Go at it slow, Frogman. You'll be fine. Turn it back on. As soon as we fill up some water upstairs, okay, I'm gonna do the thing. I want to wait till this is completely full. Sometimes these things are a little wonky with setups like this. You have to make sure that the water is completely buffered full before you get things going. So now I can do this, turn that on, and it will stay full and be perfectly fine. So we're going to be making 75 megawatts out of just this one machine for a little bit. So let's go ahead and shut this one off so it does the same thing. And I'm going to kind of let that one run a little bit. And those will buffer up full of water. But we're getting there. We're getting there. I love it. Be nice if it go a little faster. We'll go ahead and turn it on and let it roll. So, sweet, 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 sweet. Power, real easy to work on power. Yes, it's expensive, but this early in the game, anything to not have to sit and stare and screw around playing with the other stuff. So, I think for now, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm going to do is I'm going to call that. I'm going to spend a little bit of time fiddling with this to make sure that it does what I want it to do. And then we will see you guys in the next episode where I think we're probably going to start playing with steel. So, till then, thanks for watching.